Part 2, you guys, starts right now. At Sweet Stuff Fresh Produce, the price of a bag of grapes depends on the total number of bags purchased at one time as shown on the table. In 2 trips to Sweet Stuff this week, Janelle purchased 3 bags of grapes on Monday. Looks like she purchased 4 on Wednesday. How much money would Janelle have saved if she had instead purchased 7 bags of grapes in 1 trip on Monday? So, if she had purchased 7 bags on Monday, what if I do this? Or let's compare. So she purchased 2 and then 3, and this price per bag. All right. So the total amount she spent for the 2 trips was, actually my bad, and not 2. It's 3 times 3, the price per bag, plus, and then for 4 bags, 2.8 times 4. And then we're going to subtract that by the money that she could have only had to spend 7 times 2.6. Alright, so 3 times 3 plus 2.8 times 4 minus 7 times 2.6 comes off as 2. 14 is J. Okay. 15. That's just a calculator problem. Just do 4.14 times 10 to the power of 4, and then do that times 0.03. Should be A. You should get this. Just plug this in the calculator. Okay. So that's 15. We'll do a few more. I think we'll stop. We'll do 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We'll go up to 20. Okay. This one says, what value of x satisfies this equation? Okay. So, satisfy the equation. Just simplify this out. This is what, negative 12x, and it's plus 15 equals 2 minus 10x. Okay, so there are a couple different ways we could go about it from here. I'm going to choose a simple way. I'm going to bring the 12x here, so we just deal with positives and move the 2 there. On the left side, we'll get 13 equals, on the right side, it will be negative 10x plus 12x, which is 2x. And then to solve for x, we'll divide by 2 on both sides. And that gets canceled. So x equals 13 over 2. 13 over 2 is our answer. So that's letter K. 16 is K. Alright, 17. In right triangle ABC, shown below, the given lengths are in millimeters. What is sine A? Imagine that's for a conversion unit. Anyway, that's fine. Sine A, this is angle A. So remember, sine is opposite of hypotenuse. Remember SOHCAHTOA or basic trig or whatever. But yeah, the opposite would be 7. The hypotenuse is this length right over here, 9. So hypotenuse, it's always opposite of the right angle. It's always the largest side of a triangle. Just remember that. 7 over 9. 17 is D. Okay. 18. Okay. We're asked to do 27 over 64 to the power negative 2/3. You can do this with a calculator or have fun and solve this by hand. And why not? Now, I honestly recommend you do this with a calculator, but the by hand method, here you go. First, I'll do 27 over 64 to the power of 2/3. And then we'll first do the 1/3 part. The cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root of 64 is 4. Yeah. And then we'll square it, the whole thing, make it 9 over 16, and then inverse it. 16 over 9 is the answer. 18 is J. So that's the totally non-calculator way of solving it. But with the calculator, I think it takes like, okay, let me just do the calculator right now. It's a couple seconds, and then just do math for, yeah, 16 over 9. On the test, just use a calculator if that saves time. Lodo begins at his backyard door. Lodo. Good name. Is he a dog or an animal? I don't know. But it says he walks 8 yards east, 6 yards north, 12 yards east, 5 yards north to the barn door. About how many yards less would he walk if he could go directly from the barn door? Okay, directly. So it's a straight line he's walking in. Okay, it's not like he's walking east and then north. No, it's just a direct line. So he's going east and north. So let me make something like this. So the total distance he traveled is what? 8 and 6 and 12 and 5. 8, 6, 12, 5. Okay, so the total distance is 31, and when it's subtracted by the direct distance, which we're going to calculate right now. So we're actually going to make this to a triangle, a right triangle, that is. And to my best of abilities, I'm making one. And how many yards east did he travel? Well, he went 8 and 12, so this is 20. How many yards north did he travel? Well, he went 6 and 5, that's 11. Okay, so what is this? Well, if you remember how to find the hypotenuse, it will be 20 squared plus 11 squared will give us the hypotenuse, and then we'll take the square root of that to find it. So 20 squared plus 11 squared, and the square root of that, so the square root of 521, which is, I'll say 22.825. So you can do 31 minus 22.825. So let's do 31 minus that. And we get 8 point what? 17? 8.17. About 8. 19 is 8. Ooh, I'm crazy with these circles, y'all. Feeling good yet? Confidence building up. Basic problems. Alright, we'll just do one more. Try this one if you're good at statistics. Someone who finished up Stats AP this year. This is a basic problem, y'all. So, the way I see it is, this is basically solving for the value of x. We have the equation for the standard score, we call it the z-score, and that's the equation. Mu is the mean, sigma is standard deviation, mu is 78, sigma is 6, and it's asking about which of the following is the raw score x corresponding to z equals 2. Okay, so I've derived an equation for x which will save a lot of time. X is equal to mu plus z times sigma. Don't worry about how I derived it, it's just a bunch of rearranging. I just multiply these two. So z times sigma equals x minus mu. So imagine the mu isn't there, I just move the mu to the right, and it's positive. Okay? That's literally it, y'all. Nothing else. So what is it? Well, x equals, our mu is 78 plus z, our z score is 2, it's positive, and our sigma is 6. So that's 78 plus 12, which y'all all know is 90. Y'all. That's it for part 2. Done. Complete. So finished. Thank you guys for watching part 2. I'll see y'all in part 3. We're gonna pick up from 21 and then do them to, like, I don't know. It's gonna take a couple of parts because there's 60 problems. But hey, hopefully you enjoyed this video. And again, just thank y'all for watching. And if you want me to do any other types of math problems, let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna do more ACT. Might get back to SAT stuff because I know some of y'all might take it again. And then just anything wrong with math. You know, you could even hit up, you know, statistics, calculus. I've already gotten all that down. I mean, this is proof of how much stats I know. But these are some basic statistics problems. Yeah. If any of you guys have taken the statistics or calculus AP tests, just let me know down in the comments below what you thought about them. Or just any of the stuff you guys are learning in school. If you're in, like, lower school levels, doing some basic algebra, geometry, or whatever you guys are, just let me know what you want to do. I'm really interested to see what you guys are doing, what you don't understand, what you need help with, or just the stuff you find really interesting. Have a nice conversation about all of it. Alright? And yeah. So, just leave a like if you found this video helpful. Or if you found part 1 helpful, part 3 will be coming out next. It might come out later, whenever. Might take a couple hours. I'll have to see. But yeah, that's basically it, y'all. And these problems aren't hard, okay? The ACT math isn't too terrible until we get to some of the harder stuff. Like usually the last set of questions are some of the hardest problems. So here's basically what y'all want to do, okay? Um, take as little time as possible. Remember that one I just did by hand? No, just do it on the calculator, okay? Yeah, it'll save so much time. I just did it because if you guys are fast at solving by hand, almost as fast as calculator, go ahead and do it. That's how I would have done it. But I probably on test day would have used a calculator because the calculator can do it really fast. It depends. If you're fast calculator, then I recommend doing that. But if calculator slows you down, and because it's not a hard problem to do by hand, then do it by hand, I guess. Just see whatever works. All right. But the ACT math, it's not too terrible. The ACT math is kind of easier, I guess I would say. But the ACT math isn't too terrible. And some people might be better at the other one. It just depends. If you're prepped for it, if you're focused, I know you guys can all do this. All right. It's not that bad. Except for now, I can definitely say that. Once we get into some of the later parts, y'all, the problems aren't going to be too friendly. But I want to show the shortcuts, the tricks to the problem, because we get stuck if we don't know how to do a problem and it takes too much time. Sometimes there are formulas that we don't know or something, but remember, it's multiple choice. You can clearly guess, or if not, there are other ways to solve problems even if you don't know how. Because I think I remember there are some maths I taken where I got answers right, even if I didn't know a way to solve it. I thought of an alternative way. Sometimes you got to change your viewpoint to figure out a way to do this. Because okay, so yes, all the stuff that I've done, I didn't look up any answer choices. Like I didn't look up the answer. How do I do this problem? I did all these problems in my head without any sort of help because they're so basic, in my opinion. And these are my solutions. How I would approach these problems. Not too terrible. These are some of the stuff that they'll teach you in school or in other places. Like the equation for x I just derived, you could easily derive that equation doing some basic algebra, or you could run this problem in a completely different approach based on how you were taught. I just found that this method helps me the best, and it might help you the best as well. It really all depends for all of us, you know. So yeah, but just enjoy, y'all. Enjoy, and let's catch up with you guys, I guess. See you next time in part 3 of ACT math problem.